Namaste and good evening to all of you. And welcome, Praveen sir. Happy uh, evening and happy birthday, as you always
Happy
wish.
birthday. Yes.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. We are very happy. My counselors are really looking forward to listen to you because let me give the background where I met Happy Uncle. It was in Karamveer Chakra Puraskar. Praveen sir received awards there, multiple awards. Then I was there, so we met her, and that day it was like wow moment for me. It was the first time I saw a medical the clown doctor, and then I decided sometime I will definitely invite. And it's been 2 years almost. 2 years. This is not the year. Like almost 1.5 year I was waiting for this interview, and very happy that I am today, making my counselors to meet you, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege for me to be with you and meet everybody online.
Thank you so much. And welcome to Sai Interview. We have been conducting Sai interviews with the um, uh, eminent, powerful, and impactful people in the field of mental health. So today we are here for a very beautiful topic, that is trying to understand how a clown doctor can support mental health. So today we have Lieutenant Commandant Praveen Thulpule, retired. So he is a President's Gold Medalist in 1983. And then he was communication specialist and also electronic welfare officer uh, in Indian Navy. Then he was instructor and training officer at the Naval Academy in 1987 to 89. And from Indian Navy, he became a clown. Why? To spread the happiness and joy among the people who really need it, who are deprived of that happiness. He took the premature retirement in 2001 and then become a clown doctor or medical clown or clown therapist, whatever name you can. So, our happy uncle, we call him as happy uncle, he visit hospitals, old age homes, then shelter homes, and also he'll be conducting different workshops in schools and colleges and also corporate companies if required. And he was into many documentary films. Few of them is like The Invisible Indians by Bajaj. Then we have Pearls of India. Uh, so these are only few things. There are so many things. If you want to understand about sir, you can visit. Just type his name. You'll get a lot of videos and lot of information about our happy uncle, our clown doctor. So, and he was also a TEDx speaker, motivational speaker, and he visits schools to conduct different programs across India. One more interesting thing what I read. See, he's into this. He is already into clowning, but he also is a blood platelet donor. That was very interesting, sir. I read, and he has done 300 donations. We really respect and also hats off to you, because it's not easy to do that once or twice or thrice, but 300 donations, which is really appreciable. So he believes that. With this, I'll start the interview. Before that, I wanted to inform all of you that our clown Dr. G, Happy Uncle, believes that the good life as I conceive it, he believes in this proverb. The good life as I conceive it is a happy life. I do not mean that if you are good, you will not be happy. I mean that if you are happy, you will be good. Beautiful, sir. Beautiful. I was reading it again and again to understand more. Thank you so much. So, to begin with, we all, because I was discussing with my, some of the counselors, I said, see, we are getting a, very special person. And they were wondering, Arey, what is this? Because it's a new concept for many of our Indian, counselors and teachers. So, sir, let us understand what is medical clowning or who is a clown doctor.
First of all, happy birthday, everybody. And I wish you a very, very warm welcome to this session that Geetaji is conducting with me, and I'm thankful to her that she found time to call me here and interact with everybody. The word medical clowning is is relatively very new. Even I did not know when I stepped out of my white uniform and got into clothes like this. I did not know what I was going to step into is called medical clowning or compassionate clowning or doctor clowns. Right? I just stepped out because of a passion, because of a trigger that hit me. Uh, so let me go back a little into the background, ma'am, so that I can share with you.
Yes, yes.
I come from a very basic, simple middle class family where my mom was a teacher and my father was in government service, semi government service. We had the liberty to almost do anything. There was an unwritten rule that if it was affordable to my parents, if it was legal, and if it did not hurt anybody, we were allowed to do that. So that magic fell into rightly into that character. It was that time not very affordable, but you could make props at home. It was legal and it did not hurt anybody. And it was a nice hobby, very creative hobby. It gave me a lot of confidence to go in front of people, talk to them. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I will use this hobby as a tool to do what I'm doing today.
Right.
I remained a magician through my school life, through my college life, even in the Navy, apart from whatever official designation that I had, like you said, communications and electronic warfare officer and all those things. Apart from that, I also had an unwritten, unofficial but relevant designation of an entertainer. So that any party happening in the unit or any get together organized or something like that, Praveen Tulpule would be automatically there to take charge of things and especially the small children.
Mm.
Since you're all the students of psychology and how the brain works, what happens is when I'm trying to show you a magic trick, first trick you will enjoy. You will enjoy being fooled. Second trick you might little bit, but little reduced happiness or enjoyment. Third trick you'll start getting bored if I don't keep it interesting. And fourth trick onwards, perhaps it becomes a competition between the spectator and the magician. The spectator tries to think that, oh, if this guy thinks that he is too smart, I'm going to catch him. And I want to catch him. And seeing your approach, the magician changes his approach, saying, I need to be smarter than this fellow because he's trying to catch me.
Correct.
And it becomes a competition. Now, whatever haath chalaki or sleight of hand I'm trying to do, you are not enjoying the effect, but you're trying to decode the mechanics of what I'm doing.
Right.
Right? Like if I show you a ball like this in my hand, I tell you it's in my this hand. You do not believe it is in this hand and not this hand, right? You think that I've already made it vanish or something, but it's still there. So I have to repeat it a few times and tell you, no, I'm actually keeping it in this hand. And then when I do, it vanishes from there. Then you start wondering where did it go? And then I can just put my hand there and pull it out and show it to you there. Now this intrigues you, but I should do it only once. If I keep doing it regularly, it becomes a competition between the magician and the spectator. I was not very comfortable being doing this regularly. I was thinking I should get you involved in the magic.
Yeah.
You should be as a spectator part of it and not as just a spectator. So if I have this magic ball in my hand and I put it in my hand and I ask you, Geetaji, please say your name and then see what happens. And you say your name and I say, pooh, and then it vanishes. It is you who has made the ball vanish and not I. Psychologically, I have got you involved in the trick. And by saying, come on, Geetaji, please give me the ball back and you give it to me and it comes back. It is so easy. I was becoming a clown. And one evening, I was asked to come over on a Sunday to entertain some children. I did not know what group it was, what age group it was, but a family friend just told me, Praveen, Ajo, we're entertaining some children. And remember, you're wearing that red nose these days because I was transitioning from a magician to a clown those days, experimenting. So somebody's passed, written a message, something. Can you ping?
No, sir, you are already pinned, sir.
Okay,
I think they need to change their this thing. You're already pinned. You're
perfect.
fine.
No, no worries. Yeah, somebody had a concern, so it's good to address.
Uh-huh.
And this lady who had called me, she said, Praveen, this is you're wearing that red nose and colorful clothes. Can you come like that? It will help. Children will enjoy it. And in my own wisdom, I said yes. On the Sunday that was earmarked for the visit, I went there. Remember, we are talking about the year 2000. That is 23, almost 24 years, exactly 24 years back. We did not have mobiles. At least the naval officers did not have mobiles those days. Very costly affair.
Yes.
So I was sitting in my car in costume like this, and I peeped out to see where it is, and I saw a flat room, flat building. Through the window, I could see, and I could see that room was full of children who were wearing masks. The green colored masks, if you remember, children used to wear in, or patients used to wear in hospitals.
Ah,
Again, people who are familiar with the masks now, colorful, fancy, designer masks, today we wear because of COVID.
correct.
But before COVID, we all of us knew only one green colored mask that used to be a piece of cloth actually,
Hmm.
generally worn by patients who had immunity issues or just wanted to keep the dust out of their circulation. So now it was a challenge to me and my psyche. I was not sure I was mentally equipped. Physically, I had my bag of tricks. I could do the tricks. I knew them backwards. Even if I was blindfolded, I could do the tricks. I knew about that. I was not sure if I was emotionally and mentally equipped to handle these kids. Not because they were smart or over smart or something like that. Again, because you are students of how the brain works. If I have to talk to you, right now I'm looking at the camera, so everybody feels that I'm giving eye contact to that particular person.
Correct.
But when there are 30, 40 people sitting in a live audience, I have to keep shifting my gaze every second, every minute that I'm talking. But I have to give attention and respect his presence or her presence there and acknowledge it. But if I don't, especially in today's world, if I don't maintain eye contact, by the end of the fifth or sixth second, they will start scrolling on their mobiles. They want reels to watch.
Yes.
I cannot afford that distraction. And I was not sure that day I would be able to do that. So I had two choices in my hand. One is just shut the car door and move and go back home and tell people, sorry, not happening. I made a mistake. Or go and entertain the children. I decided to do the second part. I went and entertained the children. And in that evening, I met a child who was very comfortable in my presence. He was not interested in what show I was doing. He was more happy loafing around me, going to the table, checking my bag. All fun, nobody objected. We should finish the show. 2 days later, this lady called me to say, Praveen, you and that child, you have been featured in on one of the pages in the newspaper. I was very happy. Everybody was very happy around me. 2 days later, that's around 4 or 5 days later after the event happened, this lady called me back again. And we were just talking. She said, Praveen, I called you for a very special purpose. I said, what happened? He said, remember the child who was playing with you, his paper, his picture was published? I said, yeah. He said, the child has passed. He lost the child. So I asked, what happened? She said, it was expected. He was a terminal child, and we didn't know when, but we knew, yes, it will happen.
They already
So I
know that.
asked her very simple. They knew he was a terminal child.
Oh, you were not informed,
But I was not.
sir.
So I asked her why, if he was a terminal child, so sick and tired, why did you get him to the show at all? You should not have brought him there. So he says, no. Remember, I asked you to wear clothes and wear a red nose and all. What do you think it was for? So I don't know. I thought you would find it funny. She said, no. This particular child who passed, in his list, checklist somewhere, what people today call bucket list. In
Yes.
his bucket list, there was one item somewhere, 1249, wherever, that I want to meet a joker from the circus. And that evening, he met this joker from the circus. That opened up a full arena for me that, yes, this is what I want to do now. This is my calling. This is the only way I can go is to spread happiness and joy, especially to those people who are deprived of it. Remember, ma'am, that time I had just completed about 17 years of service. As an officer, you need 20 years of minimum service to get your minimum basic pension.
Sir.
And against everybody's advice and wishes, I took that step of foregoing my lifelong pension and medical benefits and all the benefits that come to a veteran. And today I am standing in front of you only to realize that what I have started working into is called medical clowning. The father of medical clowning is one German doctor by the name of Hunter Adams. So Patch is his pet name. So he's called Patch Hunter Adams. And even Hollywood made a movie on his life, which is called Dr. Patch Adams.
Okay.
Anybody, you can check it. It's, I think, on one of the platforms available. He is a live person. He lives today. He started this about 30, 35 years ago. So mine is just about 24 years back I started it, but I'm his follower that way.
Right.
As a medical clown, as against a normal clown, if you compare a medical clown and a normal clown you see on the circus settings, the medical clown is different. The circus clown is more physical. He is more boisterous. There is more slapstick comedy. There is very little of emotional connect between him and the spectator.
Yes.
Generally, there are two or more clowns inside the circle itself.
Hmm.
And they are playing with each other, gags and pranks and slapping each other, falling over, throwing water over each other, and all very good, very interesting and funny and engaging.
But medical
But it is only
clowns.
amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Medical clowns do not do that. Yeah, somebody said the right thing. Dr. Patch Adams is the name of the movie.
So,
Medical clowning is very subtle, is very soft, very silent, and what I emphasize, or everybody who practices medical clowning will emphasize, is it is more about empathy than sympathy. Because we are human beings, we have a heart that beats and a brain that thinks. Every time we see a child suffering or a patient suffering, our heart says, "Oh my goodness."
yeah. First,
Typically, oh, oh, bichara bacha,
correct.
right?
Yes.
We do. It's not that we do not feel that. Clowns do feel that, but we do not express it in front of the child because everybody else is doing the same thing with the child. And I don't want to do it again with him and remind him that he is sick.
Mm-hmm. You
Just
understand, but that do not show it. You feel it,
we
but
understand, we do not show it. We share the concern that he is not well. At the same time, when we go to him, any other practicing doctors, if you've been to hospitals or wards, you realize as soon as I sign my forms at the reception and become a patient, I almost lose my identity.
hmm.
I'm a bed number in a particular ward, and there's a chart hung near my bed, right? Everything is written there, how much I am to eat, how much I am to drink, who's going to monitor my blood pressure, at what intervals, blood sugar, blood urine, what is my urine output, did I go to the washroom or not, everything is tabulated. When the nurses come or the doctors come, because they are very short of time, more patients and very less doctors. So they cannot give the time that I would want them to give me as a patient. They have to go tuck, 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 like assembly line. Who's
Yeah.
this patient? What's his this
Take
thing? What is the diagnosis?
initials,
What is how
writing.
is it going? Take the medicine and next. I
Hmm.
might be sleeping, they'll wake me up.
Correct. Yes.
A medical clown or a therapy clown does not do that. I will not go to a child who is not giving me eye contact.
Okay.
Because giving and maintaining eye contact and perhaps breaking into a small smile is the invitation for this clown to go and approach. So I would rather play around with some other child or other patient to make this child comfortable, feel comfortable that this guy does not mean harm to me or anybody else. I might play some trick with the nursing staff or one of the parents there and make them laugh so that everybody around is comfortable that this is a cool guy. He's not going to trouble us. He's not going to make us jump around, and he's not going to jump on my bed.
Hmm.
When we meet this person in the hospital, I'll explain a typical encounter with a boy or a child there. Once he's given me the eye contact, I will go to his bedside and I will pretend there is a door out there and I'll knock and say, tuck, 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 can I come in, sir?
Okay.
Why am
Yeah.
I doing it? There's no door.
Yeah.
But
Pretend.
I'm giving him the authority and empowering him to say no if he feels uncomfortable in my presence. I'm not just barging in. He has the choice to say no, and there are at times people who avoid eye contact at that time and then say no, or the mother say no, and we take a step back.
Hmm.
We respect.
You respect the privacy.
We respect that. Once he says yes, then I will put my hand out if everybody can see it on the camera. I will not go and hold his hand and shake it vigorously.
Hmm.
He's a sick child. He's a feeble, fragile child.
Yeah.
For me, I have to stick my hand out, let him keep his hand on top of my palm. I support, I take his weight, and then I place my palm on top of his palm and give very gentle pressure
Hmm.
to make him feel that I am concerned about him. I will take your weight and I will not hurt you. And I
Good.
will not jam it in my hand. I'll keep it just palm. So whenever he feels uncomfortable, he can pull his hand.
Yeah. So yeah, you're not holding it tight.
This improves the confidence of the child in me. And then we go around, like I mentioned earlier, I will not do a trick on my own.
Hmm.
Then I'm just showing off. That child needs to be comfortable and he needs to be a part of the trick. So I will pretend to do something which will not happen. And when I ask the child's name, what is your name? And he tells me the name. And then the magic happens. The name becomes magic. If he doesn't tell me his name, I will ask his best friend's name, his school's name, his family name. So he can relate to that.
Hmm.
Every magician otherwise will say abracadabra and he'll want the magic to happen.
Yes.
Now for the child, abracadabra is a very vague word. Or Chu mantra is a very vague word.
But you use
But
the
a
same.
family name he connects.
Hmm.
His school name he loves his school, his family.
Yes.
And that's how we start building on empathy. And we never ask the child, how are you?
Hmm. Yeah. They're not happy there.
No child is happy. I mean, no adult is happy in a hospital. Nobody is happy in a hospital. But we are helpless because of the disease or the discomfort or the infection that we are going through. Because again, I'll come back. I'll repeat this sentence often today that because you are people who track the brain activities and try to track how I think or anybody thinks. Imagine a child, 6, 7 year old child, laid up in a hospital for 5 months. He's physically becoming weak. He's not getting the muscle exercise that he needs. The muscles are wasting. He might be being pushed by his parents to continue his studies or read or write something. He doesn't want that.
Yeah.
He does not know the gravity of the illness he is going through.
Yes.
He only knows he's sick. He might have heard he's got cancer. He doesn't know what is cancer. What is the seriousness of having cancer at that age, early age? He only wants to get out of this place, go to his home, go to his school, play with his parents, enjoy the evening outside. That's his aim. How do we relieve that stress? By letting him play with me for a while. So that 10 minutes of interaction that I create with him creates a permanent memory for him and his family that, oh, this is the time when the clown came, my son laughed and he smiled
That's
and he
what.
was happy.
Correct, sir. Yeah. That 10 minutes makes a lot of difference in the
Lot of difference. Even after I go, unfortunately, if the child is going to be there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they will keep remembering that the guy with the red nose came and did something funny. And he was upset because I do not ask the child, obviously, how are you? But I look here and there and ask him, what is wrong with the doctor? Is he ill? Why did he call you here?
Mhm.
As if the child is a doctor and the doctor is a patient.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
at times I look at him and say, hey, you got a nice school. You're allowed to sleep in the school. You got a bed to your school.
Oh, you make the hospital
He
as
says,
school.
oh, this is exactly. I pretend that I'm seeing it as a school,
Hmm.
and he's got fruit juice coming through the intravenous tubes. Oh, what have you got there? Limca or Coca-Cola or what is it inside that? And the child gets a little bit curious. He says, why is this man talking like this? He doesn't understand the normal life. And
Um,
he gets engaged with that.
Very good, sir. Chala. It is really, really, really interesting. So, one question, as we see the medical clowning, like, do we have any other different types of clowns like that? Like
It
any
is very,
other things? Because these
very
are
good you
separate
asked.
categories.
So within medical clowning, there are at least five different types of people that we are.
Mhm.
Like my, all of us are basically clowns,
Yeah.
but each has a core strength or a particular skill. Like my skill is using magic
Okay.
or telling stories. If I have to tell you something about doing a magic trick, I will not just come and show you as if I am a chemistry demonstrator in the lab. I will not do that. Or a
Hmm.
physics that, okay, the light comes from here, it bends and then gets the mirror and comes back. And no, I have to build a story around it. I have to have characters. The children tell me the names of the characters, and then it happens.
Right.
Because once it is told in the story form, they'll remember. So there are storytelling magicians. There are clowns. There are magical clowns.
Mhm.
There are singing clowns
Oh.
who come with a small ukulele or a mouth organ or an accordion or something and play to the children. There are some clowns who have got other skills like origami or knitting or something like that who come and share something with the child. Just a piece of paper and you can make hundreds of shapes interestingly. The entire idea is to keep the child creatively engaged without reminding of his illness and sickness.
Beautiful. So,
Outside the medical clowning field, you will find hundreds of other clowns. Like I go to schools at times, theme-based shows we do. We call ourselves edutainment clowns, educational entertainment.
okay. What is that, sir?
We talk about
Ed
edutainment,
edutainment. Wow.
educational entertainment, where
Mhm.
we talk about fire safety, road safety, reduce, reuse, recycle, go green, good
Right.
civic habits. But as a clown, I don't go properly dressed in a tie and a shirt. Otherwise, people will not want me. Children will not want me.
So,
Again, I use some of the techniques that you would have already shared with people how to break the ice with kids and all children. Whenever I approach a child, he is not a child, he is not a kid, and I'm not an uncle or
hmm.
a grown up. I have not come to teach anything. I only share secrets with my friends. They're small friends, but they are friends.
Right. You make it very friendly environment.
They're
Then educate.
friends and they love secrets.
Hmm. Got it. Got it. Yes, sir.
If I tell them, hey kids, how are you? As soon as they say kids, they say, acha, he calls me kids, which means he's a grown up guy, which means he's like my dad or grandfather or my teacher. So I'm
Immediate.
not going to listen.
Yeah.
But if I say friends, do you have a football with you? Can we play? Then he's interested.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
Great. Great. Sir, when it comes to medical setting, can we understand? You have shared a lot about how you approach the child, the children in the hospitals and other things. So, uh, do you have any case, like very specific case in the hospital, where you made a difference?
Momentary difference I keep making.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in India, we still don't have documented reports of how medical clowning has helped.
Hmm.
Fortunately for me, because I stay in a suburb of Mumbai, I stay in Navi Mumbai. Huge university is very close by, just about 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers away from me. There's another big university which has got a dental department.
Ah,
One of the PG students there is writing a paper. Last 2 years, we are working together. So every time there's a pediatric OPD there, I visit during that time.
yeah.
During in the waiting room of the OPD, I play around with the children, show them magic. We do puzzles, we sing songs, I tell them stories. Just to because dental treatment is one of the most traumatic experiences at that age.
Yes,
If your
yes.
bone is broken or something, you'll be given a local anesthesia or something, you'll not know what is happening when the
Mm.
treatment is going.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
dental this thing, you have to lie down there and somebody is going into your mouth and that sound and everything is very scary for the chair.
Yes, sir.
The chair itself looks like a monster. The light coming in and all those things.
Yeah, yeah.
So we play. We pretend that's not a monster. It's my vehicle. I'm going to sit on it. But why sit on it? I'm going to sleep on it. You're going to fly while sleeping. You create a fantasy for the child to enjoy just being on the chair.
Right. You prepare.
That we prepare the child. That light that comes is not a light. It's a special magical light that is coming to make his pain less. It's all psychological. We build him up. We tell him it's going to hurt. It's not that it's not going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to be a little troublesome, but it becomes easier when you come back. I'm waiting for you to tell you another story or teach you some other magic.
More curious to
So
come.
his child mind is already occupied. What is preoccupied? When I go back, what is he going to teach me? Or is he going to tell me the secret of the magic he did and their. It helps.
Helps.
There is, if I'm not wrong, there is an institute in Pondicherry which teaches medical clowning, but frankly, as of now, I don't have much information.
Yeah. Where do we get trained?
Yes,
That is like it is out of if someone really want to become a medical clown, then they need to get trained on themselves. There is no certification.
exactly. As of now, there is no certification. It's your ability to work under stress of that type and
Okay.
your ability to convince the doctors that you're visiting that you do not mean harm. You will not pose as a doctor. You're only helping the doctor in his treatment. We are not doctors.
Correct.
We should not get that halo around our head that, okay, we are doctors and we can treat people.
No,
We
no.
cannot. We can
Correct.
only assist the doctor and make it easier for them.
Mhm. So is it an
What we call,
sir?
sorry.
नहीं नहीं आप बोलिए sir.
So, medical clowning is not just about making the child comfortable. It also applies to the mother
Mhm.
who's going through the stress. The biggest stress is borne by the father who's come all the way from a distant place to a city where his child is getting treated. 5, 6 months have passed, nothing is happening. The parent doesn't know when he goes back, will his job be intact? Will the employer still keep him? Will the salary be deducted? Will the rent be paid on time? And unfortunately, when the child passes, unfortunately, the father is the person who carries the guilt throughout his life. That I perhaps did not do enough for my child.
That is
I
all
should have gone to
better hospital.
US. I should have gone to a better hospital. I should have gone to a temple. I should have gone to a mosque or a church or had something to do.
They will find a reason to
Ultimately, they find a reason to blame themselves,
correct.
and that guilt can literally kill them. They can have a mental breakdown that time.
Yes.
So we try to convince them that no, my friend, you did more than any other parent would have done,
Mm.
and you did your best, and beyond that. But this is what the medical limitation we have. Perhaps 10 years from now, a child suffering like this will be cured. But today, that's not happening. So just let's pray and wish that 10 years from now, a child like this gets cured with all the effort that we put.
Yeah, let's pray together.
We
So
use an acronym, and we use an acronym called DOSE. You
hmm.
will be aware of that. When we talk to children, it is just like giving a small piece of chocolate to them, or the mother coming and hugging her child,
Hmm.
or you enjoying some beautiful music by Ilya Raja or anybody else,
Hmm.
right? You're listening to that music, old Bollywood music or old classical music, and you feel nice and calm down, right? So
Correct.
we use a word called DOSE, D for dopamine,
Hmm.
O for oxytocin, S for serotonin, and E for endorphin.
Dose.
those. So when we create an atmosphere like this, without the child realizing, without the body realizing, the brain or the hypothalamus is making sure that these chemicals are secreted. And they are not direct healers, but they make you feel good, they make you feel comfortable, content, and they help the existing medical treatment that the other doctors are doing, conducting. It makes it easier for them to access.
An added mm, this thing.
Positive, positive.
Yeah. So, according to you, sir, how many in India, like medical clowns, how many people are there? Because Hyderabad mein so we never saw anybody. I haven't seen. First
We,
time I saw you.
you
First time in
may,
Delhi I saw
no,
you.
unfortunately, ma'am, even many doctors are not aware of this term or this procedure.
Huh, correct.
Very few doctors, some senior doctors and some very young doctors are embracing that. We have a very old British time hospital in Mumbai called the KEM Hospital, King Edward Memorial. There I go pretty regularly and I meet, apart from the people who are admitted there, I also have the liberty of talking to young doctors and making them aware of this thing. Where I stay currently, just about a kilometer and a half from my house, there's a beautiful facility for children. It takes only care of congenital heart disease.
Okay.
And it is a totally free hospital. There's no cash counter in the hospital. And it is supported by the Sri Satya Sai
Achha.
Foundation.
Right.
There, people want me to come. I just have to call up the director and ask him, sir, when can I come? He says, come now.
Hmm. So
So unless
you're always
I can walk into that hospital and they'll be welcoming me every day.
wow.
But because of my other activities, I cannot.
Right.
A lot of people are not yet welcoming medical doctors or visitors like me for a very different reason, that is hypothetical.
Hmm.
Like if you're running a hospital or you're an administrator in a hospital, I come once with an NGO, I come twice with some other NGO or something like that. Two, three times I come and you realize that happy uncle comes, he does not charge money, he comes on his own, he goes on his own. He comes and distributes chocolates or toffees or small toys or something to children. You're not charging money. Why?
Okay.
In today's commercial world, what is driving this happy uncle to come free of cost?
Hmm.
So, okay, so perhaps 2 months from now, when happy uncle comes, he will be carrying some medical logo here or some pharma company name on the back of his shirt, and
Okay.
he'll use money, he'll make money to come from there, and it'll become a surrogate advertisement for somebody else.
It's
This
all
is the anticipation. People fear about that because, and I don't grudge them that because this is the world today we live in. Everybody thinks nothing is free.
yeah, yeah.
They don't realize the medical clown is free.
Got it, sir. Got it. So my question remains again question, how many people in India are medical clowns?
You can literally count them on your fingertips.
Oh, hence?
Literally, even 10 is a big number, I feel. But they may not be actual clowns working in hospitals,
Hmm.
but I've heard about a lot of good natured, good Samaritans going to hospital and talking to people, talking to children, telling them stories. They may
Yeah,
not want to be called clowns.
yeah. They're in normal
They're
costume.
good people. They're normal costume. And I always say you don't have to wear a colorful costume to be a clown.
Hmm.
To be a police officer, you need a uniform. To be a teacher, also you need to maintain a particular standard of dressing up and all. To be a clown, this red nose is good enough. It gives you a badge. This is my badge of office, and it immediately lets everything focus here. When I walk out in this crowd, and if I'm just wearing this nose, people know where to look. There are
Right.
many times when I'm talking to corporate meetings or something like that, I'm dressed in a plain white t-shirt, a red jacket, a pair of jeans, and just this nose. No
Okay.
makeup, no lipstick, nothing. It helps.
It helps. Yeah.
What matters is your heart. What matters is how you connect with the person and not your costume, not your magic tricks, not your stories. It's the way I talk to people. should be encouraging for them and
Yeah.
giving them enough confidence to
Yeah.
come out of their sadness or whatever they are going.
You should be able to build that rapport and that connection, strong connection with the child.
The costume makes it easy. I will not say no. Yes, the costume or the makeup or the red nose makes it easy. But
Mm.
unless you have it in you, you can wear the best of the costume in the world.
But
But if
doesn't
you're not able to connect with the child,
doesn't help.
it's just like being a teacher. You might know your subject backwards. You might have 10 PhDs in your particular subject. But you should be able to share it with your children, your students.
Right. Right. Yeah.
That communication has to be built.
Yeah. Sir, when you say children, all the time we were speaking about children. So, do we have these clown doctors in the patients who are adults also?
Perfect question, man. As soon as the word magic or clowning is heard,
Children comes up.
people people presume that the audience is going to be children. When I say circus, it is children. When it is magic, it is children. You go to any gathering and you just say there's a magic show happening. All parents will say, "Chalo, bacha, look, go there."
Yeah.
Because the presumption is magic is not for adults. Magic is not for grown-ups. I will catch your magic. I will see through your magic.
They don't
But
take
magic is not to be seen through. Magic is to be enjoyed.
yeah. Adults doesn't
Like
enjoy.
when somebody is singing a song on the stage, a classical song, and it sings a beautiful tarana or it is a nice tan or an alap, do you try to analyze, oh, he did the sa and then he went down to re and then he went up again in ga? No. You're just enjoying it and you're recording it in your memory. And this person sang a beautiful piece.
Correct.
Or that dance that he did, you're not worried whether the left leg went up or the right leg went up. That it went to a particular beat and beautifully, and they did the movement. The choreography was beautiful. You don't do a dissection of that. Then
Yes.
why do a dissection of the magic trick that is happening?
From the beginning, they started.
Because because I said it is a competition, and the more I try to make it a less competition, the more people will enjoy.
Got it. Got it. Yes, yes.
A singer doesn't have to get into a competition with the audience. He
Mm.
just sings and people are happy.
Yeah.
Somebody is reciting a poetry because of the poetic licenses that they have. They might let go of the grammar in a couple of places. The syntax may be wrong or something like that. But nobody corrects him from the audience. Hey, you did that wrong. The R should be here and A should be there and full stop and comma you miss. No.
Do
They're
it in English.
enjoying that. Yes. They're enjoying the beauty of the words he's put together to present a picture,
Sir.
isn't it?
But here
That is.
it's more
But
of, trying to catch. Trying to catch.
and then I will blame my community also, the magicians. We try to impress more. We should not. You just present it as one story followed by the other where you and I are involved in that story. And I do magic for everybody. I do magic for corporates. I do magic at old age homes. I do magic for family. For me, everybody is a child.
Hmm.
The same magic trick that I will do for a preschool group,
Yeah.
I will do it for teenagers. I will change the story. And I will do the same thing for a corporate group. And I make it more engaging and more philosophical.
Got it. So when we say medical clowning and clown doctor, if we look into, as I am like selfish about as a psychologist, how about a clown, medical clown, helping a patient who is mentally ill, a depression client or an anxiety client? So did you try to go to a, maybe a hospital, mental health,
I
hospitals?
have come across these people, though I've not directly been invited to a mental illness faculty or a place where, unfortunately, these people are kept. But I'll share something very simple with you. When a clown comes up in front of you like this, going live or stepping out of his house, what is he actually telling people? That I'm not afraid to walk out like this. I'm different, but it is me. And I'm proud of what I'm wearing. I'm not being obscene. I'm not shabbily or badly dressed. I'm differently.
Correct.
It is just like the other people. My color combinations are different.
Hmm.
I have fought that demon inside me, which keeps telling me what will people say.
Hmm. Yeah, what do you think about?
90% of the time, everybody is worried about that. Even when you are properly dressed, what will people think? I'm wearing the same sari that I wore at the previous wedding or the event. What will people say?
Nobody
I'm
will.
wearing the same wristwatch.
Hmm.
What will people say?
Right.
My shoes are slightly old, means 6 months old only. What will people say? The moment I let go of this question, what will people say? I'm liberated.
Hmm.
And if we can convince the people who are unfortunately going through a depression, 80% of the depression, you'll agree with me, is perceived perhaps that I'm not being right. Something is not right about me and people are judging me. And because people are going to judge me, I don't want to meet them. I want to be with myself. I would rather read my book or watch my TV.
Yes.
I don't want socializing because people are going to judge me. Perhaps I'm a little stouter than other person. I'm a little heavier, or I'm more skinny. And people will say, "What are you doing?" So why I don't want to go there. But that will lead to more depression to me.
Yes.
But once I go in front of them and see, oh, I might be slim and this thing, but look at him, happy uncle. He's got a funny nose and his face is this thing. And if he doesn't care to walk out in public like this, I'm normal. I should go out
Yeah.
and it'll encourage them.
It helps.
One of the things that I use in I deal with special children also, spastics, autistic, MS, or this thing. What happens is we need to empower the person in front of us to make sure. I mean, I'm not saying that I become a footmat and let people walk over. No, I maintain my position, but temporarily I make you feel superior to me. How do I do it as a clown? I forget my colors. I say, this is my favorite color, black. And somebody is bound to come and say, this is not black. Or somebody will say red. So I say, okay, I'm a big magician. I can turn it into red immediately. One, two, three, poof. See, it has become red. Now I have become foolish. And I have also told them that this was black. I did not know the color and they had to correct me.
Wow. So they
I
become,
pretend on
they
stage.
feel good.
They feel good. One is there in control and they have corrected me.
Hmm.
I have given them the control without their realizing it. Actually, I'm controlling them now.
Yeah.
My comics calling colors. I get a boy on stage and I say, good girl, very beautiful. Or if the girl comes on stage, I say, good boy. Just imagine a house full, a school full, or even a family gathering or something with an 8-year-old beautiful girl child. And I casually ask her, are you married? And she'll blush and the entire crowd will laugh.
Yes.
And she, for a minute, will think everybody is laughing at her,
Hmm.
right? And she'll blush or she might get a little anxious. So I put my arm there on her shoulder and say, no, beta, they're not laughing at you. They're laughing at me because I asked a stupid question.
Correct. Correct.
And then she realizes, yes, actually, it is stupid to ask an 80-year-old girl, are you married? Then
Hmm.
she'll start laughing. Now we are all laughing together.
Great.
But then at the same time, I have proven to the crowd that I do keep forgetting things. I'm awkward. I do not remember colors and names and genders. So they have all the right to correct me. And they should. And the more they shout, the more energy they release, the easier and beautiful is my show.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful. See, when you are giving us, small, examples, we are smiling and we are feeling very happy when you are when you are
Thank
telling,
you so much. Thank you so much.
making us feel very happy actually. So,
Like everybody on a 31st evening spending time here talking to a clown. I feel so happy that you people have spared so much time for me. Isn't it?
we invited you because you will make us happy, and
That's
our
my name.
listener will be happy.
I changed my name. My actual name is Praveen, and being the youngest in the family, I've got a pet name which is Pintu.
Pintu.
Though I'm now became 64 years old, my name is still Pintu. My
Pintu.
family still calls me Pintu. Yeah. But then I decided to call myself Happy. Happy Clown. I could have called myself Clown Jojo, Bobo, whatever,
Hmm.
Rocky or whatever. But I said, if I'm going to be spreading happiness, I have to be happy first.
Yes. Yeah.
If my bag is empty, what can I offer to other people? I
Great.
have to be always happy. And if I am happy, my only name I can have is Happy Uncle or Happy the Clown.
Yeah.
And it creates a positive image every time I say happy here. Everybody is happy. Like I say happy birthday, everybody loves to remember his or her birthday. You got very positive, pleasant, and happy memories about your birthday. That is one. Second thing is when I say happy birthday, you are amused. Why is this idiot saying happy birthday today? He doesn't even know me. He's called meeting me for the first time.
I remember uh, in Delhi, he told me happy birthday. Then I was like amazed.
I do that everywhere. I go on stage, I address a crowd, even for TEDx talks or something. I start with happy birthday.
Yeah. It makes people happy.
Very, very, very.
So now, a very interesting question, sir. Maybe we are getting close to 1 hour. We'll take yes, and I'll take some more time if you permit. So did ever uh, you felt that medical clown should know the counseling skills because you are dealing with the children, because you are interacting? Do you think a clown or doctor, a clown doctor should be a should also learn counseling skills? What do you say?
100%. 100%. 100%. Just listening to what I said, building it into a theory, and saying, okay, from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to wear a red nose, I'm going to carry two magic tricks, and until Geeta ji says, Geeta, this magic will not happen, and I've become a medical clown. No. I have to have some background of basic psychology of how children work, children think.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be foolish to say no, no counseling is required. No, no training in counseling is required. Fortunately for me, I have been a teenage counselor for a while, teenage behavior counselor. So I know the other part of teenage. I may not be actually exposed to the child psychology or the infants one, but because have handled children in schools and talking to them about development, puberty, change of so many things in their life, I can understand to a certain extent, and I will positively be on your side when it comes to medical clown being exposed to some understanding of counseling. Some That's what I said. It's about empathy, not sympathy.
Yeah.
As a counselor, you also try to understand what is happening, put yourself in the shoes of the other person,
Yeah.
and see what could be done best.
Empathy is a basic skill you should have a psychologist. So
If I am a sick person and every second person or every person who comes to the hospital says, "Hey Praveen, you are sick. Hey Praveen, you are sick," I'm not going to like it. I'm going
yeah.
to get more depressed and irritated. But if somebody for 5 minutes does not talk about my illness at all, and we talk about something that I love, football or hockey or films or anything, music,
Hmm.
I'll be taken away totally away from the sickness, at least for those 5-10 minutes, and I will remember you forever. And yeah, this lady spoke to me so nicely that I forgot about my worries, my troubles, even the financial troubles or medical troubles, my pain. She
Hmm.
took it away.
Great.
That's what, as a medical clown, I would want you to do.
So counseling skills are also important for a med.
100%. All counselors are the best medical clowns, I would say, that would be there.
Yeah. So now maybe the last but one question, sir. You are meeting so many, patient, children who are sick and who are in the last stages sometimes, and very, typical group of people. So just wanted to understand how do you manage your emotions? Because dealing with them, looking at them so pathetic. So how do you manage your emotions when you go back?
Very
You
serious
are
question.
smiling and you're pretending to be happy, but inside as a human being that you are dealing with people who are sick. So how do you
You
manage?
really can't, I appreciate. You really can't pretend to be happy for a long time.
No. Not
The
per.
smile has to come genuinely. It has to be warm. Otherwise, children will see.
Hmm.
If I just keep smiling like this for the camera, people will see it. But when my eyes shut, my wrinkles appear around my eyes narrow down, and I smile, then people know he's smiling genuine.
Real smile.
How do I overcome that stress of being with so many stressed people?
Hmm.
One thing that I do not go with the presumption that I'm going to see 5 people, 10 people, 20 people today. Given a chance, I would not want to see any patient in the hospital because that's the ideal situation, utopia. But unfortunately, that does not happen. You do meet people. My expectations when I come out of the hospital are the least.
Hmm.
That I do not want to encounter now somebody for a while who's going through stress or who's going to cross my road on the traffic because I'm stressed. I know I'm stressed. I've met so many children who are not well. I've met so many parents whose children are not well, and I'm not feeling happy about it. I might, like you rightly said, I will be just putting on a smile, making them happy at my cost. But that is the time I don't want any interaction with anybody which is going to be rough.
Okay.
My best antidote for all these things is I play Sudoku.
You?
The number game where there are 9 columns and 9 rows and everything,
Acha, acha,
where
acha.
you have to fill up the numbers without repetition and all. Anything that will keep me engaged, a crossword
Okay.
where I can play with myself. There is no competition. I'm not running against time or the watch or something. I'm just to myself, listening to music on one side and playing Sudoku on the other. It gives me all the stress relief. At least 1 hour in a day because I stay in a place where it is possible. 1.5 hour, 2 hours, we go out cycling.
Yeah.
Cycling in the fresh air in the morning or going for a walk in the later part of the evening gives you a lot of de-stressing and not thinking about what happened at the hospital today.
Hmm.
Only some instances remain. Otherwise, if I go next day also, I will not remember that I had met the child yesterday. I just wipe it clean. I
Okay.
do not let it stay with me.
Got it.
But then I'll be only gathering so much of weight with me.
Ah, this has become a big baggage.
Big baggage. And no, what has happened today has happened, gone. If there's an interesting episode that I need to remember to share with somebody, the mind will automatically retain.
Hmm.
But rest everybody gets washed out. It's very short term memory.
That I think we need to, maybe practice over practice, you will get it. It's not so easy.
I do the same thing. I play Santa Claus. I play a professional Santa Claus every year, like 30 years. So they're also very important and touching memories that I have, good, bad, or whatever, sad at times. I only retain those and I write them down, or these days I put them on the mobile or something. But otherwise, the rest of the memories of the crowd and some bad interaction, somebody doesn't get to meet Santa Claus or the clown, then they start shouting, I've been waiting for 2 hours, I couldn't see you. You just erase them, get them out of your system.
So every
They
day
only
you
spoil your
recharge
mood.
yourself.
There's one patient was it Wadia Hospital or KM Hospital one day, many years back. And I'd finished my work and I was going back to the parking lot. And near the neonatal ICU,
Hmm.
one lady was waiting outside. She had seen me going into the general ward and she said, please come inside to see my child. And I politely had to refuse because first, we don't enter ICUs as far as possible. It's too much of a risk infection for the patient. It is a neonatal thing, so even younger children, few days, few weeks old,
Mhm.
very fragile environment for them. I
Yeah.
said, no, I cannot come. She said, no, you went for everybody else. Why can't you come for my child? I said, I don't have permission. Protocol does not permit me. Will the matron will not allow me. So he says, wait, I'll talk to the matron. She went and talked to the matron. Matron came, she spoke to me. She said, sir, just go inside and come out quickly. Don't spend much time. We'll cover it up. So I had to wear some protective socks, plastic socks and everything and all scrub. Went inside. The child was so small and tiny. I don't think the child even registered my presence. If at all, it must have seen hazy shapes of red and yellow and whatever color there were.
Yeah.
It would not have differentiated me from anybody else or his mother also, but I went that distance. I didn't go very close. But the happiness that I saw on the mother's face,
Was
that this clown came in because of my request and my child could see him. She didn't realize that the child is not noticing me, not registering my presence. But she felt that the child has seen me and she was content and happy with that. And seeing her happiness made me happy.
great.
That's my aim. I want to make people happy as much as possible. If my presence cannot make somebody happy, I would not want to stand there. I should walk away.
Yeah.
My
Every
idea is to make people happy in my presence. It worked that day. I thank the matron also for allowing me to do that.
Mhm.
And she was perhaps she knew the future of the child, so she didn't say much. I wish and pray and hope that the child is very much around.
Right. Thank you.
What we expect from a situation sets our tone for happiness. I say people talk about being in pursuit of happiness. How do I find my happiness? Where is happiness? Happiness is within you. In a very crude and direct term, some people may not like what I say, but in Hindi, I would say किसी को बाप की पड़ी नहीं है कि he's worried about your happiness. Nobody is concerned about your happiness. Everybody is when concerned about his own happiness.
Yeah.
And as an individual, you should also be concerned about your happiness without hurting others.
Correct.
To be happy, you have to be satisfied. And to be satisfied, your expectation levels should be lower than others' expectations. The moment you lower your expectation, not your standards, you lower your expectations, out of 10 items, 8 items will be satisfactory for you. And you'll be happy. And you'll start achieving more happiness on a daily basis. When you're going to the airport, just be happy that you'll get inside in time. Don't have to rush. Be expecting that I'll get a nice seat. And the lady will wish you nicely and you'll get good food. Your expectations and your happiness are inversely proportionalized.
The more the
Higher
expectation,
the expectation,
lesser
it's
the.
likely their happiness will come down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody was asking about questions.
Yes. So, as now I'll open your mics. If really anybody want to ask questions, please make it specific.
Before we start, I have one simple suggestion.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Oh, you're muted. You're muted, sir. Please unmute. Please unmute and then yes, yes. And also
I don't know how many people.
your happy new year message also will look forward. Meanwhile, they'll get ready with questions. What is your
Okay.
message for the counselors and other viewers? The
I don't know
happy new
what
year.
message I can give to such a learned and educated crowd there, but like I said right now, are expectations. Uh, my expectation is one, that take each day at a time. Don't go into micromanagement. Oh, 1st of Jan, 5th of Jan, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to do this. Then what happens is 5th of Jan, 7:45, if something else comes up, your plans go haywire.
Correct.
Keep broad landmarks or along your road. Okay, 5th of March in the morning, I'm going to do something. First week of January, I'm going to do something. Then, as you get closer, you start planning. For 31st December, tonight's party, you would not have planned on 1st of January, right? We'll see. We'll see in December, 25th December ke baad, we'll see whom to call, whom not to call, where to hold the party, whether to hold a party or not, or we go somewhere else. It comes later on. 1st of Jan, you say we will have a party, that way. And I have a suggestion before I forget. I don't know how many people are attending, but if you can get a beautiful screenshot of everybody, we remember who was there. Everybody, we can request them to come on the cameras.
Yes. So can I
Not
request counselors and others, please open your videos. All Sahai students, please immediately. I'll make it as gallery view. And then
you can see one,
yes,
two, three.
yeah, all my counselors and others, please. Good, good, good. Who can help
I
us?
have noted down the some question about this thing. I'll come to that later. Relatives.
Yes. So, yes, yes, please. We want more smiling faces, happy new year faces. Yeah.
Gee.
Good job, good job. I don't see Sahaya 16 students. Where are you?
That's a big number. That's a big number.
Yes, there's so many students, sir. Yeah. So who is helping us with this screenshot? Yes. Who will do that? Shall I?
So everybody can say cheese
Usha,
or
you want to do?
cheese
Usha Sri?
or even please.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Oh, your name is iPhone. Very nice. There are two iPhone. They're twins here.
Yeah. Nagesh, can you take a picture, screenshot? Nagesh, Usha, send me immediately. Are we done, Usha? One more? Yeah, please, please. Very nice. Very happy.
You see the screen. The screen behind me is a screen I've carried forward from Christmas because I did a lot of online shows for Christmas also. Until 2 days back, I had a big beard until here, white, pure white, and I just shaved it off, become more normal person.
So let us know if you are done with the screenshot, Nagesh. Usha?
You take one more if.
Yes. Yes, we are ready.
Yes, thanks. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Once you're done.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get into the question answer session.
Yeah. Anybody questions, please?
There was one I saw about
Yes.
expectations.
Yes. Yes. Who want to ask a question? How do you manage the expectations that are there on you from your family, friends, and relatives other than being a medical clown?
One rule applies to everybody. Same, my expectations from my family are minimum. As a person, I say.
Their expectations on you, they're asking, sir.
Their expectations is not my problem.
So
My
nice.
expectations is my problem. But so long as I'm not being rude to them, I'm not depriving them by being a clown or whatever activity I do as myself, as Happy Praveen, so long as I'm not embarrassing them, so long as I'm not putting them into a social or financial situation. And I spend all the money on hospitals and I don't have any money to feed my children. Stupid, right? Or this set of clothes is okay. But I'm obscenely dressed and people are going to stop me on the road for indecent behavior or something. I'm letting down my family. Obviously, I would not want to do that, and that would be their expectation that is he going to behave himself in public and I should behave with. But they should also know that when I become a clown, I lose a lot of inhibitions. It is actually like getting a third drink down my throat. If people drink, they will realize that after you have one drink of alcohol and second and third, perhaps after that you lose sense of inhibition. You start talking something, you start behaving in a different way, which is not normally accepted or normally expected. I don't go to that level, but then I become more of a child. My jokes are more childish because I have to identify with the children. The child has to realize that I'm not trying to crack a very highly verbal pun or something like that. Then it's wasted on them.
Correct.
I might think I'm very smart and I'm using some grammar or English to impress them, a pun, a very intelligent pun. But if that child has not understood the basic meaning of the word, how is the pun going to keep him engaged?
Yes.
So my expectations are different, and so long as their basic expectation, like I said, the financial requirement. Fortunately for me, both my children are educated. They finished their education. They are married and they're settled. But growing up, fortunately, again, because I was also working with a corporate alongside, we did not have that issue. Otherwise, this question was very relevant that if I decide, a good thing, now I recollect again, why are there not many medical clowns in the country?
Hmm.
because it is not a paying business. Because it is not a business.
Hmm. It's a service.
Like it's a service. If there's a hospital there and I go there once and I do whatever I do as a medical clown, and a month later I go and meet the superintendent and tell them, hey, I want to come, but every time I'm going to charge you 5,000 rupees. That person will look at me and say, are you crazy? The hospital was running very well for 20 years even without your appearing.
Hmm. So why
By
did?
giving you 5,000 rupees, how is the thing going to change? It will change. Gradually, it will change. Any medical plan coming in is bound to bring in 1%, 2% of positive changes. 100, I mean, I'm convinced about that. But these changes are not seen overnight. They are not like milk curdling as soon as you pour lime juice into it. They take a while to settle down and see. Again, unfortunately, children will come, they'll meet the clown, they'll go away.
Hmm.
There's no documentation as to how the child felt at the end of the day when the clown was there,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So there
So
is a
the
lot to
medical superintendent is going to throw me out.
sir.
So every young person who comes to ask me or take my suggestion about medical clowning, I tell them keep your job intact. Do this as a voluntary service. Try it out once a week, twice a month, depending on your ability to spare time, your ability to spare your emotions with people, and then step in. Because once you make a commitment to somebody, you might find it very easy to walk out of it without realizing what impact it will have on the other people. Once the staff gets used to you are being there, children will keep changing, the patients will keep changing. The
Hmm.
staff gets used to that. They know they are going to get their dose of happiness or joy or little relaxation once in a 10 days time, once in a month's time or something. You start depriving them of that. You're failing in your duty. Once you're committed,
Yeah.
we should not do that.
Yes.
Stand by your commitments.
So
Anybody else checking
yeah.
something?
Any questions? I think it was a very, very insightful and very, very happy discussion with Happy Uncle. And we look forward, we look forward for a happy new year 2025 with this, real insightful and also very happy hour for us. It was 1 hour, 15 minutes and 1 hour, 13 minutes, but still, we are still really
We're
looking.
still here and we're still enjoying. I'm so happy, like I said earlier, I'm so happy everybody could spare time. Valuable time, especially today, the 31st. A lot of people would have a lot of plans. The family must be calling them from behind the camera. Chalo, abhi now wind up, we've got to work and everything. But I'm thankful to all of you for sparing your time. And I have not shared my number here. Madam can share it. It's
Yes, sir.
perfectly fine.
I will
And
share
in
in
any
the groups.
case, at any time you think I can be of any use to you, I repeat, I do not charge money for visiting hospitals and patients. But the railways does not approve of it. The airlines do not approve of it. The hotels do not approve of it. So whenever I'm traveling, I request people to take care of my logistics because somebody has to pay for that. Normally the hospital and the NGO takes care of it. But for my time, my passion, there is no.
Got it, sir. I will share all the details of Happy Uncle with you in the group, Sai interview group. And as one phone call, he accepted for this interview and so much of time he spared.
Man, so
And
much of sharing I could do with people.
yes. So thank you
And
so
I'm
much.
on Instagram. I will share the handle with ma'am. She knows my handle, I think. You can
I'll,
share that, ma'am.
I'll share
Right?
everything in the group, sir.
And thank you, everybody. Thank you. Happy birthday. And of course, Happy New Year too.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. And all of you, I wish you the Happy New Year 2025 and look forward to come back with very interesting interviews like this, interviews in future. And thank you once again, Praveen, sir. Happy Uncle.
Ma'am, I just have one small question,
Yes.
suggestion. Before you disconnect, is somebody recording the comments that came in? We might have missed some suggestion or a question. So I request somebody, because I cannot see it on the mobile here.
You can
See,
share with you on it.
somebody could just go through. I don't want something to be missed. And that person said, oh, I asked a question or I made a suggestion, nobody responded.
All of them are
Thank
telling,
you,
thank you
Mr.
so much, thank you so much, great service, outstanding service, and they are
Nagesh
very
Reddy.
happy about this show. A lot of
Thank you,
comments,
sir.
lots
Thank you,
of
sir.
comments. Thank you and thank you. Great
I'm
service,
based in Navi Mumbai, and anybody coming this side, most welcome to give me.
sir. So thank you so much. See you all with one more Sai interview, sir.
Leaving the meeting now.